97 octane, only the best for you, baby. Oh, it's nice to be back on the GS. It's nice to be riding the BMs again. It's been I haven't ridden this one much this year, but I've been riding the Triumphs a lot the last year, and you know, BM is definitely the one for me. This bike is just so versatile, it's just such a good bike. You know, you can have some good fun on this just going around the country lanes. It's great for touring, motorways, A roads, it just does it all. BMW GS, made for every occasion. It's quite nice. I've thinned out my vehicle collection. The cleansing of the soul. Thinned it out that much, but I intend to cull another bike or two. You know, it's weird, it's lovely having loads of bikes, but you end up not riding them, and you never get to really enjoy one bike. It's funny, you get, you know, this bike, I've ridden this, I've done quite a few miles on this bike over the years, and you get to know it and you get to know how to ride it properly, but then you get on something else for a while, and you know, you've got to learn all the various points of that bike, and you end up getting into that bike, and then you this doesn't get ridden, you know, and you've only got one arse at the end of the day, so you can only sit on one bike. So a couple of bikes is nice, but I've got 4 modern bikes at the moment, and I do wonder. I mean, this is definitely staying, and the S1000RR will definitely be staying. And then it's a question of whether I get rid of the bobber or the scrambler or both. You know, you sort of, I say, it's great, it's lovely, it's nice just looking at them, it's lovely riding them, but you know, at the end of the day you can only ride one bike, and it just gets to the point where you sort of move and you want to get one bike out and it's right in the corner, so you don't bother, and you get the closest bike out all the time, and then it's like taxing and insuring them, and then you sort of only do 1,000 miles on one. Oh look, this knob's going the way I'm going, and you do sort of make, and it does make you wonder whether you need them all. So at the moment I'm sort of drifting towards selling the scrambler and keeping the bobber, because the bobber's totally different to everything else, and the scrambler is very similar to this. Or not selling all, you know, just keeping all 4, but I don't know, could have let me go, man. She's gonna let me go. Oh, you little angel. And I do really enjoy this bike. It's such a great bike. It's just lovely. It was funny because when I brought the Rocket 3, I was really sort of swaying between a brand new S1000RR Motorsport or a GS Adventurer, but I bought the Rocket 3, which wasn't the bike for me. But this, yeah, this is great. I mean, I think probably in a couple of years' time I will get the Adventurer. But the thing is with BMs like this, if you look after them, I mean, this bike's 4 years old now, and it's pretty much brand new still. It's immaculate. If you keep on top of these, they just don't go all scabby. I mean, obviously if you're out in the salt all the time, it's going to deteriorate a bit, but I don't ride this in the winter really, and if I do, I give it a good wash down as soon as I get in. But it's just such a good bike. I was talking to a guy yesterday, and he used to ride motorcycles for the police, like as a surveillance team, and they have some guys on bikes, and be a plain bike, and they'd be sort of tagging people around the country. It's bloody interesting listening to him talking about various stories of chasing criminals across the country, high-speed pursuits on a motorcycle legally, which all sounds great, but it's probably quite stressful. I mean, this road here is it's a good road. You can get some speed up down here, but the amount of wildlife that sort of come across the road, if you're doing 130 mile an hour down here with the blue lights on and a deer runs out in front of you, that's it really. Now, are you going to make up where you're going to turn off, you big cycling twat? Yes. My sat-nav's died. Charged it up for a while. It seemed to be working. Yeah, so it's all very well being allowed to ride down roads like this at whatever speed you fancy, but if something comes out in front of you, there's a lot more speed involved to brake. Look at this is just so nice today, isn't it? And all this on your doorstep. So glad to move out of London. You take this for granted in the end. Yeah, when you're used to living in northeast London and you come to this, it's so nice and not as busy. My mate binned his Porsche 911 in that bush a few years ago, and there's still loads of bits of silver bodywork. He hit a tree so hard the engine came away from the gearbox. He's lucky he walked away with a few cracked ribs and sore back.